we're going to be going over how things are going and how things must go. So, the war effort, as you can see, I've done a new escalation. I have contacted my representative, and so far no reply, but that's to be expected. The machine in general seems to be stuck in its ways, very entrenched. But if you know me, you know that once I stake my life on something and more, there is no defeat. There is only victory or my demise. And you know why, right? If you look at the state of the world and how people can get away with graping the future, you can see why living in that is intolerable to me. I can't just sit by and be okay with that. And neither should you. If you have any self respect and any dignity left, you would do more than just not comply with the system. You would build parallel everything and also encourage others to do the same. Don't put it all on Omega. Really, don't. I am not Jesus Christ. I am not here to judge you or to be the judge, jury, and executioner. You do not want me to be that. Trust me. So far, the state of things have been mm, progress, but not as much as I would like. Like, we need to scale and collaborate swiftly. The world isn't going to wait for us to F around. So, all I'm saying is if you want to collaborate or message or whatever and figure something out, let me know. Because one way or another, I will not be ignored. We are working with forces, higher dimensional forces, and even local ones. So, if you wish to be a part of that and the efforts to change the world one way or another, your help and your collaboration would be invaluable. Otherwise, what are we doing here? We got to be in motion. We can't just sit back and let the rapists get away with it. Are you ready to step up? Don't just say I'm gonna step up. Show it. Actions are important because the world isn't gonna wait for us to. No one's coming to truly save us. We gotta save ourselves. I'm not saying that external salvation isn't obtainable. I'm saying how much of the external salvation isn't happening because we're sitting around twiddling our thumbs. I don't know, probably a lot of it. Our universe, I like to believe we're in motion universe. Like, we can't just pray things away. Prayer is powerful. Hi. But it's not the be all end all. Prayer without actions and being in motion, it how effective is that really? And also, I'm doing great. I'm just very frustrated because, like, when are we all going to wake up and stop being NPCs? Like, really? Like, we need to form more movements and to actually put in work. The system isn't going to change itself. Yes, exactly. Can you be a mod? Um, mm-mm. Well, you could, but I can't just make anyone a mod. Yeah, I know. No one wants to try. That's what that irks me, because I have to live here too. When people ask, what does this have to do with you? I'm tempted to, to, and be like, I have to live here too. It's not okay, like we have to start encouraging people to stop, falling asleep. Yes, we have to at least try. And if trying doesn't work, then try harder and try differently. Like how much of people getting away with the grape of our futures is because we're not even willing to try other avenues or try at all. The system isn't fundamental. It's not as fundamental as gravity. People seem to think the system's God. It's a joke. It's like, when did consent of the governed get thrown into the trash? I mean, I'm being serious here. Yes, comfort does kill. Yeah, I'm not saying don't be comfortable. I'm saying right now, until we end the war, and achieve victory, why are we being comfortable? Like, this is a spiritual, energetic, and a physical war too. People are dying. You know, their souls are dying. Their minds are dying. Yes, all because we think we're powerless. We think that's just the way things are. It's a freaking joke. Like, you know, I have hope. I wish I could be the nihilist. I wish I could be the guy with the sunglasses watching it all burn. Unfortunately, I'm incapable of doing that. Believe it or not, and it hurts me. It causes me friction because, like, there's no indication we're gonna stop effing around. Like, it's I can't just sit by and do nothing. That's not like this isn't okay. It never was. I know. Like, when did we, why can't we believe in the future, and have basic standards? Like, like, for example, can we all agree that it's not okay to grape the future and get away with it? It seems like this whole culture war stuff has been a distraction. I'm not saying end the culture war. I'm saying, can we at least postpone it until we force a reckoning and get actual people that raped and were complicit in that held accountable? Like, people were trafficked. Jesus, like, come on. Yeah, they don't believe in Santa. Huh. I didn't know that. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that the war effort, if I could do it alone, I would have already done it. Because, the world is in need of a reckoning, and an equilibrium. Like, like, it's the scales have been tilted for too long. Why are we letting the machine have a thumb on the scales? Why? Like, you know, is it going to, like, come on. Like, it's time for us to wake up and, use our heads, use our hearts, use what we've got. Because at some point, we're our extinction, at some point, and we're poisoning the planet too. Like, like, why can't we, pay our experts to, to find ways to keep our advancements and advance even more without, poisoning the planet? Like, these perverse incentives, At some point, they gotta, they gotta yeet. These perverse incentives gotta yeet. We gotta stop messing around. Like, I have to live on this planet, and I think I can say that, like, because I have tried to yeet myself before, and there's a reason why for that. Because this is unbearable. Like, I'm surviving without soul, and apparently there's people like me that that survive without soul. It's survival. It's not actually living. Like, can you say you're actually living? Not just surviving, living. This rant and this, update, I don't know how many are going to actually wake up from this, or, consider it at least. Please consider it. Look at my content and look at, content like mine. I'm not the only game in town, but like I said, we have to start, you know, getting up off our whats and forcing a reckoning and going from there. Thank you all for listening, and I hope this was